Hey everyone, I'm Kalima, and for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Just to let you know before I even start, you will be hearing loud like airplane noises every few, maybe couple of minutes. I will try to pause the video or mute it somehow to kind of get rid of the noise, and I will get back to my video, but I just wanted to let you guys know, because I live in a high traffic airplane area. And you're gonna see little white things floating around. I'm sitting on my bed right now, and right now we have the down comforter with like real feathers in it. So you're gonna see little white stuff floating around. It's from my bed. Okay, so this video today, I basically wanted it to be about my experiences being a dark-skinned Indian girl slash dark-skinned Indian woman, and just my experiences growing up, and just how I was perceived, the things that I liked, the things that I didn't like, and basically out of it all, what I got and what I learned and what I got out of it. So basically, when I was little, I basically grew up in New York City. That is where I grew up. I went to elementary school in the Bronx, and I was always the only Indian person wherever I went. And I know it's gonna sound weird. First of all, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, why is this shit complaining? She's not even that dark skinned. What is she talking about? She's not even dark. To you, I might not be dark skinned, but to a lot of people, specifically Indian people, I am considered like charcoal. In the Indian culture, for those of you that don't know, a lot of the females are obsessed with bleaching creams. I did an Indian beauty haul. And for those of you that don't know, it's in my, you can look at my videos. There was the last video I did actually. All of the products that I had where there were women on the product, on the cover of the products and on the labels, they were all like white, fair-skinned, basically. And so in that culture, that is perceived as beauty if you're fair-skinned. You could be ugly, but if you're fair-skinned, you're considered beautiful. So basically, growing up in the school system and just being in the neighborhood and just being around different people of different races, it's actually the reverse for me. I feel very uncomfortable around a lot of Indian people. I've never really been around that many Indian people. And basically what happened was I kind of feel uncomfortable when I'm around like to this day, I've never been around that many Indian people all the time. Like the only time I'm around other people that are the same race as me are if I'm around relatives or there's like a family function or a party that I have to go to or a wedding. And that's really the only time I'm around other people that are the same race as me. But other than that, I'm always around people of different races, and I feel most comfortable when I'm around people of different races. Maybe that's because I grew up in America and I was born and raised here. Maybe that's what it is. But, I always found myself being the only Indian girl or Indian person wherever I am. So basically what I wanted to say was being dark skinned, it really wasn't that bad for me because like I said, I'm more brown skin than dark skin because there's light skin, brown skin, and dark skin. I'm in the middle. I'm not too light, but I'm not too dark. And see, now the sun is coming out. The sun is coming out and you're going to see the blinds ricochet off of my arm. But I'm going to keep going because this is like the 5th time I did this damn video and I just want to put it out there. So like I said, I was always, and it makes me feel like, I don't think it's weird, but I think to other people it might be weird. A lot of people are always around the same race as themselves all the time. And like to me, I don't know. I just feel more comfortable when I'm in a more diverse setting where it's like more different people of different races. Now, living in America, we live in a very diverse society. There is a lot of tribalism that goes on, and people just have to get used. Like, it's not going to go anywhere because, Caucasian people are going to go for their own. Asian people are going to go for their own first, and then they'll cater to everybody else. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it's always going to be in this country. And that's just what it is. I just think people of different races should come together and respect each other's cultures, respect each other as individuals. And just as human beings, we should all just come together and just respect each other. And if we have to work in the same setting, just, respect each other and just move on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, it wasn't a bad experience that I went through, but still just being judged and people perceive me like, oh, look at the little mousy Indian girl, oh, she probably smells like curry, oh, this, because I went through that to a middle school. A lot of the people would be like, oh my god, you don't smell like curry, you smell so good. And they'd always want to smell my hair and be like, what shampoo do you use? Oh my god, I cannot believe you don't smell like curry. And it was kind of like a compliment, but it was kind of like an insult at the same time. Granted, I did know a lot of Indian girls that did smell like curry, so like the stereotype was kind of true in a way, but it didn't apply to me. And you know, or a lot of girls just didn't use, like, I always know a lot of Indian people that didn't use deodorant. They smell like armpit. I always was, that's what I hated going on a train in the summertime, because once I would smell that armpit smell, usually it would be coming from like a European person, ironically, not an Indian person, but everybody would always try to look at me like, I'm like, bitch, I use deodorant, don't even look at me. But then, you know, just, I think the dark skin thing didn't really bother me until I started wanting to be more interested in guys, and I wanted to start dating, even though I didn't really do that. But I did notice that a lot of the guys in high school that I went to gravitated towards, it was mostly the dark-skinned Hispanic / African-American guys would go after the light-skinned girls. And then it would be the reverse. The light-skinned guys would go after the dark-skinned girls. So me being dark-skinned or brown-skinned, a lot of the light-skinned guys would gravitate towards me. And honestly, I really just preferred the dark-skinned guys over the light-skinned guys. I don't know why. That was just my preference. But, you know, I didn't really see it as a negative thing where, like, why don't they like me? And I wouldn't get bitter about it. I would just, you know, go with the flow and kind of just go with the guys that gravitated towards me. Even though I didn't date. But I kind of looked at these, I made observations based on what was going on in my situation, and I applied it to myself. And I kind of just tried to look within myself and let myself know that, you know, it is what it is, and just go with the flow. And just, you know, I just thought it was kind of weird that, you know, it was just all these dark skin guys were wanting the white looking girls, and then it was the whiter looking guys wanting the darker skin girls. I was just like, I thought it was kind of cool, because everybody, literally opposites attracted each other. So it wasn't really like a negative thing, but I never really had negative feelings toward anybody, because it's like, you can't force people to like you when they don't really like you. They're just gonna not like you even more. I always thought that logic was stupid, or lack thereof. And then college was the same thing. I saw the same trend going on up until adulthood, where a lot of the majority of men, particularly the dark skinned ones, they would gravitate towards lighter skinned women. And really, the thing that plagued me too, and makes my situation unique, is that me being dark skinned affected a lot of the relationships I had with Guyanese girls. I don't mess with Guyanese girls. I don't want nothing to do with Guyanese girls. I mean, maybe I have to keep my heart open, because maybe there are Guyanese girls out there that I could really relate to, and that I could become friends with. But for right now, at the moment, at this point in my life, there is no Guyanese woman, relative or non-relative or friend, that I could say I get along with, and like we're here, like we're like soulmates, you know what I mean? And not even really soulmates, but just somebody really cool that I could be like, wow, that chick is really cool, you know what I mean? It has never happened. The few Guyanese girls that I did become friends with, you know, it was always like this catty, nasty, nice, backhanded, like just competition, just like underhanded competition going on. Like, we look the same, but who's prettier? You know, we're the same race, but who looks better than the other person? And it was just kind of annoying to me that this was going on. And because I'm just not like that. I don't like attention. I really don't. If it comes to me, I'll take it. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna go look for it. You know, I just was like, if you want attention, you go ahead and do what you have to do. So I was always considered the dark-skinned girl in the group of girls that I was in all the time. I was always the darkest one. And on top of me being darker skinned, I was very thick and like broad. Like, I have broad shoulders, my boobs were bigger, my thighs. So I always looked funny in all the pictures we took, because I was different. I was always an oddball out, and it made me feel bad. I hated my skin color. I hated my hair. I just hated wearing it curly all the time. I didn't like it. But as I got older, what I basically learned was, and the whole point of the video that I was trying to make was, I validated myself first, and I got my self-esteem by working out, eating right, reading, exercising my mind, reading inspirational quotes. I would go out for walks by myself. I would even go out to eat by myself sometimes, you know what I mean? And I appreciated just being alone and being strong, because I know when you have a strong foundation with yourself and your self-esteem is on point, and your self-love for just the love that you have for yourself is on point, nobody could dictate if you're pretty or not based on the color of your skin. That becomes redundant at this point, where they're like, oh, well, you're ugly because of your skin color. It shows how ignorant a person really is, and it's kind of a shame that people cut themselves off and they're not open-minded to a person looking past the color of their skin. I always thought that was like ignorant and unintelligent of a person, you know what I mean? So the best advice I could give for you ladies out there is, there's a lot of positive that comes out this too. There are a lot of women of color that are creating their own businesses and their own empires, creating makeup for women of color. As you know, there's a lot of nude lingerie and just undergarments that are not fit for us women of color because it don't look right on us, because the nudes that are out are predominantly for Caucasian women. So I like that there are little businesses here and there that are popping up that are catering to women of color. And I love that these businesses are gonna flourish and be good. And because the mainstream is not gonna cater to women of color. They're really not. They're gonna cater to the majority, which is Caucasian women. And the European standard of beauty is as it is, it's standing the same. So I would just say, love yourself, put yourself first, work out, keep your body fit and tight, and just eat right, keep your mind right, and the right people will come into your life and they will just gravitate to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'll do another one soon. Comment down below, let me know if you had a similar situation as me. Like I said, there are a lot of girls that are dark skinned, horrible stories that I've heard of them being badly bullied, just horrible things that happened to them. So I'm very fortunate that it wasn't that extreme in my case, but it wasn't the best experience neither, because there were a lot of people that just didn't despise me and didn't like me because of the color of my skin, and I always couldn't find a fit anywhere because I was too dark. I mean, I wasn't dark enough. I was too light to really be with the dark people, but then I wasn't light enough to be with the light-skinned people. And then me being Indian, there was really not a lot of Indian people anywhere for me to relate to anybody. You know what I mean? So I really had to have been an extrovert to really make a lot of friends. And it really was kind of hard for me growing up in this diverse city and being the race that I was. And unfortunately, not having Guyanese women around me to support me that are females that were friends or even relatives that were not supportive and were very catty and bitchy, that didn't help the situation neither. So let me know what you guys think. I will do another video soon, and I will see you guys next time.